Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer are in Spain meeting with Chinese officials to discuss everything from TikTok to trade. Joining us now, White House Senior Trade and Manufacturing Advisor Peter Navarro. We're all still thinking about Charlie. I mean, we'll go on all these other subjects immediately, but Charlie Kirk, and you were just saying how important he was to, I think, overall to the country and to the administration.
It's the one thing I'd like to have people understand is how important Charlie is as an historical figure. This is a man who could have been president and certainly a governor, but he's also the greatest political organizer in the last 50 years. And if you compare him to David Axelrod and Ralph Reed, who I think are the top two, Charlie had a very distinct difference. What Ralph Reed did was organize a Christian coalition, people who are naturally inclined to the Republican Party, and he was able to mobilize them. Axelrod did the same thing on the Democrat side. He's very high-tech, micro-targeting, things like that, right, to get the youth, blacks, Hispanics, and really was responsible for Obama in 2008. What Charlie did is he had a heavier lift. He not only had to mobilize the youth, before he did that, he had to persuade them. And that was, I mean, when I first met him in 2016, I thought he was Don Quixote. You can't do that. I mean, the youth of America, they're hopelessly left. Charlie did that, and he was important, certainly in the presidential election, but he was also important prior to that in taking back the House and Senate for Republicans. And that I hope people will remember, besides all the other great things about Charlie, his historical significance. Yeah. Nobody did that better. He was 31 years old when he achieved that.
I saw, you guys see the George Carlin, just happened to see if he went off on a rant about who gets assassinated. And you go down the list. Every single person was a peacemaker, someone that's trying to bring both sides together. You just go down the list from JFK to RFK to MLK to Gandhi to one after another. None of them are people that are advocating for violence or...
The other thing I'll say here, Joe, is there's a disturbing asymmetry between what the left is doing to us and what we're not doing to them. If you think about it...
You mean conservatives?
Well, let me run the list here. I mean, first of all, I was in the first administration all 4 years. Every single person I was in with suffered from some kind of lawfare. At a minimum, it was Dan Scavino, Mark Meadows ran up millions of dollars in legal fees, Walt Naga. Right. At the other end of the scale, Bannon and I went to prison. Right. We had the president trying to be put in prison for like 4 different courts, 2 assassination attempts. Now they got Charlie. And then I came here for 9/11.
Peter, you went to prison because of refusing to... It was contempt of Congress that sent you there.
I went to prison because it was my duty as a presidential advisor to refuse a subpoena. That was the policy of the Department of Justice for more than 50 years. There was no dispute about that. They changed the policy to put me in. But the point is that Bannon and I went to prison. I was with Rudy. The reason why I'm here in town is I was at 9/11 in the morning for the reading of the names with Howard. Rudy shows up. This man is like, he's got a back brace on. His thoracic spine, 9, is totally crushed. He's there. Mike Bloomberg's there. Pataki's there. I'm listening to the reading of the names. They bankrupted Rudy Giuliani. They took away the law licenses of Jeff Clark and John. I mean, the point, Joe, all of you, is that this asymmetry has got to stop. And the whole point... Yeah, sure.
I have a question, though,
yes,
about
sir.
all this.
And yes, sir.
I appreciate the way you feel about all this, and I appreciate the way the president feels about this, and the whole idea of political weaponization. I feel you, and I get why you feel the way you do.
And that's why 2 wrongs make a right or something?
No, and my question...
But do you believe that it exists?
I absolutely believe that there has been a weaponization in the political realm, and I believe the Democrats have participated in that in a meaningful way. I'm not going to suggest for half a second that they haven't. My question to you is, given how you feel about that and how strongly I imagine you feel about that, there are things taking place today. We just had a whole conversation about Lisa Cook. And I'm not saying that she's not guilty. I have no idea. But I would imagine, given what everybody in the last administration lived through, meaning your own experience and everybody else, that you would say to yourself, you know what? We don't want this. And at the minimum, we want to, you're not guilty, you're innocent till you're found guilty.
Not do a quid pro quo.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the case. So I want to know what you think.
It's just the opposite. Just the opposite. If we don't hold these people accountable, they're going to do it again.
But
I mean, if you look, hang on. If you look at what was done to Donald Trump, see, the FBI agent who put me in leg irons and handcuffs, Walter Giardina, Chuck Grassley is out of this guy through whistleblowers. And we now know that this agent was involved in every single conspiracy to try to take Donald Trump down, starting with he was the guy that authorized the Steele dossier, said it was legitimate. That set off Crossfire Hurricane, the Mueller report. There's all these ops. And so Lisa Cook, I mean, look, there was guys in prison. They're probably watching right now because we joked at one point that CNBC was preferred, and we don't know why. But there was guys in prison who were in there for years for the same kinds of things that Lisa Cook is alleged to do. Andrew, that's not a slap on the wrist, okay? That's bank fraud, okay? And so my feeling is that if we don't hold James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Schiff, Page, Strzok, everybody that keeps coming at us, they'll do it again. And they'll do it again as soon as they get the House back with subpoenas and impeachment.